Okay, so I was originally planning to do a commentary um, to a Dino Blasters game from Action Sack about the weekly, not the weekly, but, well, the weekly bulletin that came out recently talking about the August monthly update for Halo Reach that 343 Industries is doing. And in said update, which is coming out on Tuesday in a few days, they plan to remove 5 different playlists, including Action Sack, Anniversary BTB, Free for All, Squad DLC, and Firefight Devils. Now, I find that to be a problem because 343, you guys have always claimed to be a very community focused or centric community or a game company, and I look at this update and I see it as very backwards, the opposite of what you claim your goals to be. Because first off, this isn't even an update. You're literally taking away from the game and absolutely nothing else. The most you're doing is reorganizing how the playlists are, which is pretty pointless. That does nothing. I think we can find what we want to play on our own already. They're pretty well categorized. Anyway, so lucky for you guys, I decided to take the time to make a huge list. And let's see. First, you're doing this all in the hopes. Well, first it's in preparation for Halo 4. I have no idea what that really means. You guys are trying to be really vague, like you're worse than the Supreme Court. That's saying something. Like, how does removing 5 playlists from a game that isn't quite related to what you're about to release, preparing for Halo 4, all it does is kill all our ability to play what we want to play. I guess one thing you guys said is that you want to consolidate the playlist and have a shift of players from some of the not so healthy playlists into the others, therefore improving matchmaking experiences for everyone. However, what you need to consider is that a lot of people only play certain playlists. Some people only play Action Sack, some people only play the BTB playlist, some people only play Firefight. What are you guys removing? Those things. Which really confuses me. Particularly since some of them require DLC that people pay for, and they will almost never get to play them again in regular matchmaking because, first, they have to actually be paired up against a bunch of people, and everyone in that lobby has to have the DLC for them to even show up as options, and then everyone needs to actually vote it. And if they want the achievements, they have to be particular game types. So good luck with that. Chances of that happening are very, very slim, and these numbers that you're hoping to get, the shift into these other playlists, they're going to be very small because people will either quit or just hardly play these other playlists, etc. And those that don't quit, well, since apparently there's such small populations anyway, there's not going to be that many of them. So, it's kind of a moot point, isn't it, 343? Yeah. Genius thinking. Right there. Oh yeah. All those people that bought your nice $40 game recently back in November, you called it Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary? Yeah, that only came with 5 playlists. It now has 4. You're about to have it with, 2. Anniversary Classic and Firefight. I don't know about you, but that's going to tick off a lot of people. You're suddenly taking away literally half of what they have left. Half. So they will only be stuck with 4-on-4 Slayer and objective whatever, and then a single firefight map. It's wonderful. The only customs they will be able to do is, on anniversary maps, and who wants to sit there and do anniversary custom games all day? Not many people, I can promise you that. So you are ticking off a lot of people there. And for the record, the more people you tick off, less people are likely to buy Halo 4, in which I did the liberty of doing your community manager's job for you and checking all these forums and seeing what people were saying, and yeah, quite a few of them are having doubts about you now and are likely to change their mind about buying Halo 4. So I actually did write down a lot of quotes from several users from both Bungie.net and Waypoint, because unlike you guys, I actually check forums on more than one website. Supposedly you guys check NeoGAF as well, but whatever. Point is, you should be checking Bungie.net as well, considering that's where Halo fans have been for the last 10 years or so. But anyway, so what I think I'll get to doing first is reading some of said quotes, and then maybe I'll get to the statistics of the very current populations as I am recording this, and demonstrate to you what these so-called low populations are. But anyway, let's hear from the community. Let's see. R2 Fiva from your own Waypoint says, "This new update takes away many unique experiences that will now never be playable outside of customs, which nobody ever plays. Anniversary is getting toned out, and Firefight Doubles is gone for little to no reason. As someone who played all the Halos and played Reach just as avidly, this update disappoints me and clearly everyone immensely." I think that says it pretty well. Let's see, AJ133 from Waypoint. 343 will still remove the playlist. They don't care what the community wants. This is evident by them keeping their Super Slayer playlist and persuading people to play and Team Objective with their phony Super Jackpot promises, yet they remove thriving playlists such as Firefight Doubles and Action Sack. Sly Scroll, also from Waypoints. "It doesn't affect me, but it's always kind of sad to see variety disappear, and there are plenty of gamers who will be affected by this update." STB97 from Bungie.net asks, "Remove Action Sack. You had your chance, 343, and you blew it." He doesn't sound happy. Oh, good, because now they're mine. Anyway, Shane's1215 from Waypoint. "How can anyone be happy? No other changes are going to be made but kill off 5 playlists that many players enjoy. I didn't play any of the playlists, but I still can't help but hate this quote-unquote update." Still got quite a few more to go. This might take a minute, if you guys will even ever see this, but whatever, figured I'd try. Let's see. Heaven644 from Bungie. "But Action Sack is awesome. Why would you take that out?" Good question. S24993 James from Bungie.net says, "As the update does affect my decision to buy Halo 4. I don't want to buy a game I know will be dead in a few years' time. I want to know that I can go back to it if I wanted. Oh, and Anniversary and Action Sack were all I could play on Reach. I certainly won't be going back now. Congrats, 343. I hope you're proud." Nuclear Penguins from Waypoint. "I'm really disappointed with 343 as well. There's a large chance I won't buy Halo 4. It's strange, because I've bought every single Halo before." Let's see. Rocker Redfern from Waypoint. "I love the DLC maps, and I'll pretty much never play them again. We paid so much for them, and they just take them away. Come on, guys. At least, let us have the option to play them when we want. It ain't that hard. Just leave the playlist up. Screw the update. Let's see. The Iron Platypus from Waypoint. In reference to Anniversary BTB. Really upset that it's being taken down. Now, where do I go to play Ridgeline whenever I please? It's true, Ridgeline doesn't come up in really many other playlists. And when it does, no one votes it. Anyway, Erod24 from Waypoint. What about players who are only with Halo Anniversary? No more BTB. Rip Headlong. Or rest in peace. Let's see. Big Boy 1229 from Waypoint. This sucks. I played Anniversary BTB to avoid BTB heavies and the abundance of terrible maps in BTB. It's true, the maps in BTB are pretty bad. Like Utopia. That's dreadful. Even worse version of parody, so I don't know how you pull that off. So why is it still there, 343? I don't know. Squid NH3 from Waypoint. Big boo to this one. Anniversary BTB is excellent, and it will be impossible to get the anniversary maps in regular BTB. And there won't be any more updates to even try to fix this. Leaves a sour taste in the mouth for sure. Step Rippin', also from Waypoint. No offense, but I think it's 343's logic that is backwards. Removing things from a game doesn't really make it any better. Yeah, you think? Yeah. Platypus 1998 from Waypoint. This just in. 343 has publicly announced ruining Reach. Yeah. Fraxter Bait from Waypoint. I had to think on it overnight because when I read the bulletin, I was like, okay, this makes sense. But now that I have, I think the matchmaking update is total crap. 343 Industries is basically giving the finger to everyone who bought their DLC, and to people who just bought Halo Anniversary. They're giving 2 fingers while farting in their general direction. Fair assessment. And forgive me if I get this wrong, but Master of Ours from Bungie. Removing those 5 playlists is going to kill me. Those 5 are literally the only ones I play. See, there are people out there that really only play a few playlists, and you're happy to get rid of a lot of them. But anyway, here are some stats for you, 343. I'm not entirely sure if you know them. You claim to have very in-depth stats, but I questioned them because you say that you do this because of their so-called low populations. You take that into consideration. You take into consideration achievements, etc. as well. But if you really took that all into consideration, why would you be taking out playlists where, like, 99% of your chances of getting some of these achievements are in those playlists, and yet you're taking them out? I mean, really, how else is someone supposed to be last man standing on Anniversary or Defiant or whatever if you take out Anniversary and Squad DLC, etc.? You have to now rely on free-for-all and whatever. But again, everyone that you have to go in with, since these aren't DLC required, everyone has to have the maps and the options have to come up, and it has to be the right game type, and the people have to vote for them. Good luck. Anyway, so as of 10:20 p.m. on August 9th, 2012 Eastern Time, Anniversary Classic 1,210 players, Anniversary BTB 1,015, Anniversary Free For All 370, Anniversary Firefight 734, Team Slayer 8,655, Super Slayer 652, Arena 916, Objective 781, Squad DLC 259, Co-op Campaign 359, Firefight Doubles 3,384, Score Attack 1,220, Firefight 4,253, MLG 1,201, Action Sack 786, Griffball 2165. You'll notice a few things, such as Firefight Doubles alone currently has more than all 4 other planned to be removed playlists combined. So that's a low population for you guys. It has more people than those other 4 playlists combined currently at 10 p.m. Eastern. Whatever. Action Check and Anniversary BTB each have more than Super Slayer, your baby. I'm also sure Squad Slayer at any given time had more players than Super Slayer at any given time. Why is this? Because Super Slayer is a failed version of Team Slayer. What you guys did was you took Team Slayer, copied it, and then just added TU to it. But TU is pretty pointless without bleed through, isn't it? Yeah. Differences aren't that big between vanilla and title update. Just slightly smaller bloom, and no plasma grenade shedding, no short blocking. Those are the only real differences. And you kind of cut like active camo by 15 seconds maybe. Okay. So anyway, so I'm here questioning what is exactly your idea of a low population, because if you remove things with low populations, then why is Super Slayer still around? Why is co-op campaign still around? Co-op campaigns have been around forever, and I'm sure almost everyone's completed the campaign by now, and if not, well, they can solo it. It ain't hard. And then if they want to play it with other people, well, that's what, you know, friends are for, etc., local, online, etc. And if they're really desperate, why not, you know, go to the forums and ask people to play with you? I don't think we need matchmaking to put a few people together in co-op campaign. Let's see. Oh yeah, what's really funny, you'll notice Score Attack I said earlier has over 1,200 people. That means more people are sitting there playing by themselves, playing Firefight, than there are together in your precious Super Slayer. I think that's funny. That's almost twice as many people. Actually, there's just more than twice as many people. That's hilarious. Odd. Anyway. Oh yeah, your anniversary Firefight. It's one single map. That's the entire playlist, and it has more people than Super Slayer. Super Slayer is kind of redundant. Really redundant and low population. And it's still around. Really confuses me why that's still around, and why a huge success like Squad Slayer was around, and why other successes are being slowly ruined. You know, like Action Sec. It's a pretty good playlist. A lot of people play it, like me. I love it. Play it all the time, and you know, would it really be that hard to remove Halo Ball? That's a really redundant game type. All you'd have to do is remove Halo Ball, and I'm sure a lot of more people would play it, because a lot of people look at it and just go, Halo Ball, I don't want to play that, so don't go into Action Sec. And then all I have to do is add in a few more game types, and boom, it's suddenly a huge success. Also, what's really funny is you guys claiming to be a community game developer company, etc. And one of the things you want to do right now is remove a playlist that's under the community section. The section it's under is literally called community, and you're trying to get rid of it. Seems kind of really off and backwards, etc. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is be really nice and suggest how to fix matchmaking. The easiest step, the easiest route, is just do nothing. Leave it alone to screw the August update. And leave it alone. It's not hard. Leave it alone and go back to your Halo 4. Reach is good as is, though some changes would be nice. You know, bringing back stuff that you took out. Let's see. Bring back Squad Slayer the way it was. Put Bleed Through back in the Super Slayer. Otherwise, it's really redundant. You can probably leave Bleed Through out of the other title updated things. But at least leave it in the Super Slayer so that way it's not redundant. Let's see. Keep Action Sack, remove Halo Ball, and add a few community game types. I mean, really, you have a huge thread on your little website about Action Sack, and people sit there and suggest things. Maybe you should go through it and add some of them. It ain't hard. Let's see. Bring back maps such as Atom, Cliffhanger, and Select, particularly across Team Slayer, Super Slayer, Snipers, and Objective. Do not remove any of the Anniversary playlist. Why? Because a lot of people only have Anniversary. You will take away half of their things if you remove them. And that ain't cool. No one's going to trust a developer that requires them to pay $40 for their thing, and then suddenly, several months later, oh, boom, you can't even play them anymore. That's not cool, especially when you have a huge game, your first real game that's coming out. Because Anniversary, let's admit it, is just a remake. All you did was add some graphics, add skulls, and some new maps and achievements. Not much. That's not a real game for anyone to get behind you on and say you have a good track record. So, when people say they're losing trust in you, they're losing trust in you. Let's see. What else? Update matchmaking to seek out only other players with DLC in non-required playlists. Only match non-DLC players if no DLC players can be found within, say, a minute or two. Also, increase the weighting of DLC maps as options if players have the maps. It doesn't matter if Halo 4 is about to come out and you're busy or whatever. You've had a long planning process for this. You should have known ahead of time that you were going to take care of Reach, etc. You knew ahead of time. Just do it. You want to keep your fans happy. I know you guys did not make Halo Reach, but it is still your responsibility to take care of it and keep the people happy. If you keep Halo Reach players happy, they'll come play Halo 4. However, if you tick off every Halo Reach player, who's going to want to play Halo 4? Because if they see you treating one game badly, they'll know you'll treat the second game badly. Anyway, here's one. A really big one. Fix it so that the same map does not show up all 3 times in a single vote. This happens to me all the time. I should not go into matchmaking and see Powerhouse as every option, and then get none of the above, and then see Powerhouse again. I had that happen once. 4 of the 6 maps were Powerhouse. The same map should not show up more than twice per 6 choices. It ain't hard. Also, you know, speaking of map selection and all that, you know what would be great? What would be great is if Installation 04 wasn't the first choice every time I went into Score Attack. That gets really annoying. If I want to play Installation 04, I'll go to flipping Anniversary Firefight. Or, you know, just don't make it first guaranteed choice and make it, like, come down later the line. But anyway, I think I've been ranting long enough. What is this, 24, almost 25 minutes? Much longer than I originally intended, but that's why I didn't do a commentary on the gameplay, because it just wasn't going to last. Anyway, my closing speech, if you will, if I may. if you continue with this update, you will surely disappoint many players. Even though you did not make Halo Reach, it's your responsibility. I know I just said that, whatever. Do not squander your chance to listen to the community for once. Do not remove these playlists, because that is only taking away from the community, and if you take away from the community, that is not being community focused. So, yeah, that's about it. By the way, if you really want to be community focused, I have a really nice offer for you. I'll be your new community manager, and I'll do it for free. For free. Heck, if I had the money, I'd pay you to let me be the community manager. I would be happy to do it. Because clearly something is going on that should not be. So, anyway, thanks for bearing with me for the last 26 minutes, etc. And, if you ever see this 343, just listen. Is it that hard? Is it really that hard? You have your own forums. Anyway. Thanks for watching, etc. Hope you take it to heart. Blah blah blah, the usual. And hopefully, if you do watch it, the appropriate changes would be made. If not, screw you.